Hi, my name is Professor Graham Farquhar. I'm a biophysicist. I'm the recipient of the Burgmann College Distinguished Alumni Award. I was in the initial year of the existence of Burgmann College in 1971. The reason that I got into biophysics was that my father, whom I adored, was an agricultural extension agent. He told farmers what new developments had occurred in science, and so it was quite handy as a little kid to be able to, when people would say, "What would you like to be, Sonny?" I'd like to be a biophysicist, like my dad. My father knew Ralph Slatcher, who was a famous Australian scientist, and he asked Ralph how I should get into biophysics. And Ralph said, "Do physics now, and the biology can follow along. It'll be easier that way." Well, I went to ANU in my third year undergraduate, and I studied physics and maths, but that was 1968. And then I went to Queensland, and then I came back from Queensland for the 1971 opening of Burgmann College. Burgmann helped me in the sense that by being a tutor in physics, I got reduced rates on what's almost like a double room. They were larger, supposedly, I guess, so that you could accommodate all the people who wanted to do physics at night. It was always empty. The question I asked was, if there's a certain amount of water available to a plant, how best should the plant arrange its exchange of water for CO2 in order to get the most growth for a given amount of water? And nobody had actually formalised that as a question before. Well, it was a productive question. At that time, mathematics wasn't really respected very much in plant physiology. I noticed that the equations we were using could also be applied to examining the isotopic composition of leaves. It came up in a fairly simple way to give a representation of water use efficiency, how much carbon you gain for a given water loss. I got a series of awards, some of which I'm very proud, like Prime Minister's Prize for Science, and as well as admission to the Australian Academy of Science, but also the Royal Society of London or the US Academy of Science. Despite having more than my fair share of awards, this does mean a lot to me coming from Burgmann. I was struck by how interesting it was to talk to people in other disciplines, particularly in the humanities. My academic life, until I came here, was pretty much science, physics, chemistry, biology. I'm grateful to a place where there's integration of not only the coursework that people do on campus, but integration of people with different ideas, testing out these ideas and preparing for what comes after leaving Burgmann. The best advice you can get is to work on something that you really enjoy, something that you love. And if you enjoy what you're doing, you love what you're doing, you can put up with pretty much anything else. I'd like to thank everybody for this marvellous award, the present-day members of Burgmann, the ones that were here when I was here, and the people who worked hard to get Burgmann going in the very first place. Thank you all, and I hope you enjoyed your time here at Burgmann as much as I did in 1971. Thank you.